In this video, we're going to be writing equations in standard form. So let me explain to you a little bit about standard form, a little bit and how it works. Standard form looks like this. Ax plus by equals c, where a comma b comma c are integers. And we prefer a to be positive. So your final answer should have the first integer, the number besides the x, to be positive. So really quickly, when you're looking at this equation, what we want is the x's and the y's to be together on one side, and the number by itself that is not associated with any variables to be by itself on the other side. So let's be specific with some examples. So let's say, here's the first example. Let's say that they're giving an equation in slope-intercept form, y equals some x plus b, and they're asking you to take that and make it standard form. So if I want to take this equation and make it looking like this, you understand completely that you have to take x to the other side. So I'm going to undo the x term. And if I clean that up, I have 2x plus y equals 4. And there I have it. Now, if they ask me for a, b, c, the a is 2, the b is 1, and the c value, the number by itself, is the 4. Here's another example. Let's say you're given an equation in slope-intercept form. Y equals negative 2/3 x plus 1/9. And you have to make this standard form. A couple of ways to proceed with this problem. Well, first of all, if you want to, you can get rid of the fractions right away. So if I want to get rid of all the fractions, I do have not the same denominator. Between 3 and 9, the least common multiple is 9. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply everything by 9 first to get rid of all the fractions. So y times 9 is 9y. And negative times a positive is negative. We multiply fractions across, so it's 18/3, which is negative 6. Don't forget the x. A positive times a positive is positive, and 9/9 is 1. So I got rid of the fractions, and now don't forget our main goal to get this looking like this. So when x's and y's together, so the x term has to go to the other side. Remember, if there's nothing in front of the term, that means that it's positive. And I'm going to box this because I'm done. There we have it. The equation is in standard form. My a is 6, it is positive. My b is 9, and my c is 1. One more example. What about if you're given 2 ordered pairs only, and you're supposed to come with an equation of a line in standard form? So let's say you're given 3, 7. Your line is passing from 3, 7 and 0, negative 2. So in order for you to come up with standard form, well, you can't right away put standard form. You have to start with either slope-intercept or point-slope, whichever you prefer. So whichever direction you go to begin with, you have to find the slope first, slope. So let's label. I'm going to use the slope formula to find the slope. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. It's negative 9 over negative 3. And a negative or negative is positive. So the slope is 3. Now, the slope is 3. I can use point slope if I want to, or slope intercept. By observing these points, I see that I really have the y-intercept. If x is 0, that means the y-intercept is negative 2. So that just gave me, within the points, the y-intercept also. So I'm going to pick it up right now with slope-intercept. Y equals mx plus b. I want to make slope-intercept to be looking like standard, like this up here. So I want the x's and the y's together. So I'm going to undo the x term. That gives me negative 3x plus y equals negative 2. I'm almost done. I prefer, or we prefer, the a value, the number or the integer or the coefficient in front of the x should be positive. This is negative. So let's do one more step here. I will multiply everything in this equation, or divide everything by negative 1. That's how I'm going to fix a negative. So a negative times a negative is positive, and a positive times a negative is negative, and a negative times a negative is positive. So multiplying everything by negative 1 makes me switch all the signs of the equation. And I'm going to box that because this is my answer in standard form. A is 3, B is negative 1, and C is 2. B and C can be negatives, but we prefer our A value to be positive. That is the best way of putting the answer down.